Carlos, I know it's just, one day in spring training, but after the anticipation of this offseason, just to see Soto out there in a Mets uniform taking batting practice, what type of excitement did that bring for you?
Oh, it's exciting. We know you could see it. All the people. There's a lot more cameras. Just as soon as he stepped on the field, as he was walking towards the cage, you could just feel it. And when he stepped in the batting cages, with all the boys that were there, just kind of like head turn around, and it's like, okay, here he is. It's a good feeling. Then just you watch him take batting practice and things like that. It's special. But they won. It's good to have him here, full uni, and starting those conversations, interactions with the boys in there.
Carlos, you've been on the other side of town. You've been on the other side of town with the Yankees, and he kind of talked about that as maybe being a little bit of training ground just for New York. I mean, he knows what the attention feels like. He knows the pressure. Do you think that does help coming across town after he's already put in some time?
Yeah, definitely helps. But this is also a guy that is coming with a World Series ring already. He's been in the World Series a couple of times. He's been in winning teams. He's been in big market team. But it definitely helps when you come to New York. He knows what it takes. You could talk about expectations. You could talk about all the media coverage, and there's more people, and they care. Fans care, whether you're one side or the other. In New York, they care. They're passionate, and they're gonna let you know. And he understands that. I think having a year under his belt now on this side, I'm glad he's ours now. But it definitely helps.
Carlos, how much have you talked to him about? Is it safe to assume he's going to be batting second, or have you talked to him about?
I started that conversation today, actually. But again, it's February something still. We still weeks away. We'll see. We got to get healthy. We got to get through spring training healthy, and then before we start having those real conversations. I just wanted to get his take. He's willing to do whatever. Whatever I need him, right away he said it. So how is that going to look? We'll see. It's a good option.
What stands out about the way that he carries himself, just being 26 years old, and what impact can he have on the clubhouse, being such a special player at such a young age?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to like in how he carries himself. He's only 26. Like I said, he's already coming with a World Series ring. He's been with a lot of different teams. He's played with a lot of superstars. So that helps, But it comes down to the quality of the person. Having a conversation with him in my office this morning, he's just humble guy. And that was kind of like the messaging. Yes, there's going to be more people. There's more expectations now, but at the end of the day, you just got to be yourself. Go out there, compete, play the game, have fun. He's going to struggle. He's not perfect. He's human. And there's also a transition period, Even though he's been with a lot of different teams, and he's been in New York, he's going to take time. I went through it last year. It feels like you're meeting 50 people every day, and then the next day you come in and you introduce them and say, no, I met you yesterday. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's going to go through that, and I think it's important for all of us here to know that he's going through that transition, and it's going to take some time. That's why spring training is for, not only to get ready physically, but to build a relationship, to know the people, to know the organization, and he's going to go through that. But he's the way he carries himself for being only 26, and what comes with the contracts and all that, he's a humble guy. He's very positive, obviously, but great human. So.
Do you think that helps that he's been through that transition now 3 times, twice traded?
Yeah, it definitely helps, but every situation is different. It's on all of us to continue to help him to make that transition a lot smoother, a lot easier. he's been through it before, and the one thing we do well here is that room is very tight, it's very connected, and he's gonna take time. Sure, he's gonna take time. I need to build that relationship with him, but I think by the time we break camp, he'll feel a lot better.
He talked a little bit about wanting to improve his defense. What specifically have you guys identified that you would like to see him improve that area?
Yeah, I think it's just the total package. Whether the jumps, which he got better last year, he did a good job with his jump. The routes, whether it's the deeper route, might be something that is in there. We haven't had that conversation with him yet. We have a plan in place. Antoine will have a sit down, and but we also want to hear from him. The throwing last year got a lot better as well. This is something that he worked on, before he got to the Yankees, obviously. But there's some areas that we feel there's room for improvement, but we want to hear from him as well. So not only that, base running is an area where we feel like he can get better, and he feels like he can get better. And I'm not talking about base stealing. I'm talking about just the attention to details, whether it's the primary leads, the secondary leads, going first to third, second to home, taking that extra base. And he wants to do that. He's a great player, and that's what makes him great. And that's what makes great players great, that they're never satisfied. So, and that's the case here. We'll help him, and he wants to work, and he wants to get better.
That one of his goals is to win a Gold Glove. Do you guys see that as a realistic aspiration for him?
Yeah, everything is is realistic. He's a good player that is committed and wants to work, wants to get better. So yeah, I like that, the fact that he's coming in with a mindset that I want to be the best. So